without wasting much of our time, since we have talked about a number of things now under calculus, let us go ahead and also look at question 4, which we are still talking about differentiating. So we have solved this one, the first principle. So first principle, whether you like it or not, it will come. We have solved it. This one we have solved it. The implicit is coming. Then here now, the limit will also, the one which is going to be more like this one, it's always there. That's what you should know. Then the limits, even you need to look at the limit as x approaches infinity. It will also, you are supposed, that question I'm expecting it. It's supposed to come. Limit as x approaches 0, just a bit. Look at it. Since we do both left side and right side, that one. So now let's go ahead and finish looking at this paper. So we go and solve now question 4, which is the last question. So differentiate the following function with respect to x. The first function, if you look at it, it's basically similar to that question which is in the tutorial sheet, the last question. So you have got two functions, x to the power 3, and in the bracket 7x plus 20 to the power 3. When you have got two functions, you use product rule. That's what you have said. Previous question we were talking about product rule. So product rule, we said that if you have got f of x to be equal to u prime, okay, if you have got f of x is equal to u times v, then dy over dx, which is f prime of x, is equal to u prime v plus u v prime. So now you have to let u to be equal to x to the power 3, meaning your u prime is 3x squared. Then you have to let v to be equal to 7x plus 20 to the power 3, meaning your v prime. Now differentiating this, you use chain law. Drop the power, the inside part remains the same. This guy reduces by 1, so it will be 2 times the derivative of what is inside, which is just 7. And you end up having the v7 times 3, it will be 21 open brackets 7x plus 20 times that is the v prime. Now in case you are confused when you're talking about chain law, if you have got f of x to be equal to u raised to the power n, meaning that the derivative of this, if you are using chain law, you drop the power, the inside guy remains the same, the power reduces by 1 times u prime. That is what I've done there. So if we are to get, I'm talking about this one now, okay? So the n in this case is 3. The n minus 1 in that case, if I do n minus 1, is basically 2, because n is 3. So 3 minus 1 is 2. What is u prime? U prime is basically 7. So if you just plug in the values, you end up having this. That's chain law. Now let us go ahead and plug in the values we see. Okay, so we are saying that f of prime, we have got u prime. So what is my u prime? My u prime is 3x to the power 2. What is my v? My v is 7x plus 20 raised to the power 3 plus, what is my u? My u is x to the power 3. What is my v prime? My v prime is 21 open brackets 7x plus 20 raised to the power 2. Stop wasting time and assume that, and stop assuming to say these questions are hard. You can end here. No one is going to penalize you. So this 21 just should be here. Then you say to the power 3, then 7x plus 20 raised to the power 3. That's the answer. Stop wasting time starting now multiplying by what is inside. This is supposed to be 2. that is it for that question. Unless if you have got questions, you can kindly ask. Are you guys still here? Okay, let us go ahead and solve. We'll do more tomorrow. Don't worry. Tomorrow we're going to do a lot of questions. We'll do a lot of questions tomorrow. So now that other question, which is the second one, it is a quotient law. So quotient law, if you have got f of x to be equal to u divided by v, then f prime of x is going to be u prime v minus v u prime v or minus u v prime divided by v squared. So in that case, we already know that our u is what is on top there, and our u prime is 5x to the power 4 minus 1. Our v is basically x to the power 3 plus 7. Our v prime is 3x to the power 2. So if we are to plug in the values, what is my u prime? My u prime is 5x to the power 4 minus 1. I put them in brackets. What is my v? My v is also x to the power 3 plus 7. Put them in brackets minus. What is u? U is x squared minus x plus 2. I don't have enough space. I'll shift this one this side. So I put them in brackets. Then what is my v prime? My v prime is 3x squared divided by v squared, which is just x to the power 3 plus 7 raised to the power 2. That's my answer. Any question? Yes. Yes. You can stop there and you still get 2 marks. You don't have to waste time expanding. So when you're expanding, you might waste time. But just leave it like that is fine. Sure. So let us talk about integration a bit, these two questions. So I want you guys to take time and follow those questions which we solved from the tutorial sheet, especially under integration. Most of the time they don't really change the questions for integration. So the first question is just the base. They got it from the basics of integration, where you can write it to say it is the same as x squared minus 1. The square root of x is same as x to the power half dx, of which you know, guys, that you start now multiplying. You have to multiply x to the power half with this. So it's more like you have x squared times x to the power half. When the bases are the same, you add the powers, meaning you are going to have 1 over 2 plus 2, which is the same as 5 over 2. So you have now, if you multiply, that will be 5 over 2 minus 1 times x to the power half is just x to the power half. So you put them in brackets times dx. Then now you start now integrating. Integrating is basically derivative, which is the reverse of derivative. When we're talking about differentiating, we are saying if you have got x to the power 2, the let's do this. If I've got x to the power 3, the derivative is 3x to the power 2. So you drop the power reduces by 1. But in this case, when you are integrating maybe x to the power 2 dx, the power increases by 1, then you divide it by the power. So in this case, it's going to be x to the power 2 plus 1, then you divide it by again 2 plus 1, which is going to be x to the power 3 divided by 3, then plus c. Why are we adding c? We really don't know whether we had a number. Now, that constant number, when you differentiate it, it was 0. So we can't leave it. That's why when you're differentiating, you are supposed to add the c. So it's basically the same as what I have here. So here now, when I want to remove the integral, meaning it is x, then 5 over 2 plus 1, I divide it with the same thing, 5 over 2 plus 1, then minus, it will be x to the power negative 1. Why is this negative, guys? It's not supposed to be negative. It's just half, right? It's just half because it's the square root. So it will be 1 over 2 plus 1, then you divide it by 1 over 2 plus 1, then plus c. Now just simplify this. What is 5 over 2 plus 1? 5 over 2 plus 1 is the same as 5 over 2 plus 2 over 2, because 2 over 2 is 1. If the denominators are the same, you add the numerator. So you have 6, or you have 7, sorry, divided by 2. Meaning it is x to the power 7 over is x to the power 7 over 2. You divide it by, now when you are dividing, it's basically the same as, don't waste time, it's the same as, instead of you dividing here, since you have got a fraction, when you have got a fraction, it's the same as doing times the reciprocal of this, of what you have here. But if you are failing to do that, just do direct, divide it by 7 over 2. But here I'll just say times the reciprocal, which is 2 over 7, minus, if I add these two guys, I'll end up having x to the power 3 over 2 times the reciprocal of 3 over 2 is 2 over 3, then plus c. So my final answer in this case will be 2 over 7 x to the power 7 over 2 minus 2 over 3, then x to the power 3 over 2 plus c. If you want, you can end there. That's the final answer. But if you want, you can go further and say, when we're talking about 7 over 2, it says it's basically the same as the square root, but you are going to raise to the power 7. So you have 2 over 7 times the square root of x, now raised to the power 7, minus, then here you end up having 2 over 3, the square root of x raised to the power 3 plus c. If you want, again, you can end there. But even if you end here, it's basically the same thing. You end up getting the same marks. Any questions so far, guys? Any question? Any question? We do the last one. Can we do the last one? Or maybe you are tired. We end there. Okay. Let's do the last one. Okay, so the last one, just as long as you have got a division there, in most cases, then know that it is the integration by use substitution. Basics. These are basics. So what you are going to do now here, you have to make you are going to make one guy to be u. But in this case, which one am I going to make it to be u? I need to check which one has got the highest power of x. It is basically 1 plus 5x squared. So it's the one I'm going to make it u. Okay, so I'll say let u be equal to, I'll just get what is in the square root, which is 1 plus 5x squared. So what is u prime? U prime is 10x times dx. Oh, I'm trying to swap. I'll say du. Let me not confuse you. Let me just say du. So what is my du? My du is now 10x times dx. So make dx as a subject of formula, meaning you are going to divide both sides by 10x, even here 10x. So these will cancel and you end up having dx to be equal to du over 10x. Why am I doing this? I'm trying to do this so that when I come here, I'm going to plug in where there is dx, I'll put du. Then where there is 1 plus 5x squared, I'll put u. Because I need to come up with du because I've computed something to be u in the function. Okay, so there we go. So we'll say the integral of x divided by, now this will be the square root of u. Because inside the square root of said it's going to be u. Where there is dx, let's put du over dx. So it will be du over 10x. When we reach at this point, we are trying to eliminate now. We are going to integrate in terms of u and not x. So I need to find a way on how I'm going to cancel x. Now x and x can go. So I'll end up having the integral of 1 on top divided by the square root of u times du over 10. You know, when we're talking about du over 10, it's basically the same as the integral of 1 over 10. Here I can put it here. Then again times 1 over the square root of u, then du. So the constant, just remove it, put it outside. So it will be 1 over 10, the integral of 1 over the square root of u, then du. Now, I only have du there inside and u. Now I can integrate. Okay? So what I'm going to do here now is, I'm going to make this 1 over the square root of u to now, I'm trying to remove the square root. So when I remove the square root, what I'm going to do here is this. I'll just say 1 over 10 is here, the integral of, then here I'm going to say 1 over u to the power half. But when I'm trying to remove 1, remember, if I go back to what we've been doing, it's going to be u to the power half, negative half, meaning 1 has gone. So I have 1 over 10, then u raised to the power negative half, meaning this 1 has gone. Now I can integrate. So let's not forget that we have got du. Keep on bringing du because we're trying to integrate using u. So 1 divided by 10. Now I'll integrate times. I'll say times. So it will be u, then 1 over 2 plus the power is increasing by 1. You divide it with the same thing. So you divide it with 1 over 2 plus 1, of which you don't forget to put c, the constant. So what is 1 plus that? It should be 1 over 2. So we end up having 1 over 10. Then here I'll have u raised to the power 1 over 2 divided by 1 over 2. Like I said, dividing it by a fraction is the same as just do times the reciprocal of it. But if you don't manage to do that, it's basically the same thing. You can just do the simple math. So it's going to be 2 over 1, which is just 2, plus c. Now in this case, the c, okay, let me do this. Let me remove this bracket. It can confuse us. Let's just put the multiplication just like that. Meaning now I have got 2 over 10, because 2 times 1 is 2. Then u raised to the power half plus c. Now we are not done. 2 into 2, 1. 2 there 5 u raised to the power half plus c. You have to come back. U was just helping us to find the answer, but we are not interested in u. So we'll go back and say 1 over 5. What is our u? Our u is 1 plus 5x. I'll put them in brackets. 1 plus 5x squared raised to the power half plus c. If you want, you can end here. If you don't want to end there, you can go ahead and say the final answer would be 1 over 5. Then it will be the square root of 1 plus 5x squared, then plus c. Because raised to the power half is basically the same as the square root. Guys, for today, I think we end here. So tomorrow, we'll go ahead and look at this question, which is the last part. Then we'll go back and look at binomial, trig, and also, yes, we're going to look at trig. Then we're going to pause there. Then on Saturday, we'll come back and wrap up everything. Then we come and Saturday we're going to have 2 classes. No. On Saturday at night, we're going to do logarithm. And the last part of that tutorial sheet, 9. Then we are good to go for test 2. Then I'll just advise you on what to focus on. Then we are good to go. Not so. So for today, we end there. So I'm going to post the recorded class. Make sure you watch it if you had the challenge with the network. Thank you.